I grew up in California, which may sound surprising to some of you. I am not from Georgia because since I'm not from Georgia, I have had to learn the culture of Georgia. So going back to California, I grew up there and I was actually under the special needs program. That may sound surprising to you because I can speak fluently to you right now as I'm speaking. But because of that, I had some major drawbacks in my life. One of them being that I wasn't able to communicate properly with a lot of people for a few years of my life. And because of that, my mom would just get on to me. My dad kind of just would do his own thing. And so I was stuck to fend for myself with limited knowledge. But I learned to adapt to just being myself, being isolated from the rest of the world. And I made it. I made it through that part. But while I was going through that part, I remember just studying other people's emotions and perspectives towards certain things, just not limited to what they want to do, but just how their character really is. And since I was studying that, I was able to make a few friends there, but they were pretty temporary. But still, it gave me a joy to be able to understand what other people are going through and not just judge them based on first appearance, really. And so moving on later, fourth grade, I got mainstreamed, and that was a big transformation for me because that was when I was no longer under a lot of supervision. I was under just the normal supervision, just making sure my assignments were done on time. And during that time, I continued to be making new friends, but this time they didn't have a disorder or they had something different from me. And because of that, I was able to form a great connection with people that I'd be talking to or helping out, really, because it also led me to just being my own tutor, really, for life. During moving on to middle school, which I took honors English, that started to become stressful for me because not only was I able to understand normal people's perspectives on just anything, it was also a time to where my parents they weren't really having it with each other. And the thing is that I've been doing stuff on my own for a while now, so it kind of led me to branch off from them a little bit. I chose my friends over my immediate family because I knew my friends would be there for me. It was a dark time, but I had to come face to face with that. And then 8th grade, I moved here. I went to Veterans Memorial Middle, and that was the start of a new chapter because that was when I met my friends for life there. Friends that would actually be there for me. Friends that would do anything and make sure that I was my most stable form, really. Just 8th grade alone really put a new perspective on how different parts of the world just went about with life, really. Because after 8th grade and when I was going through high school, that was when, not only was I starting to get recognition, but, I learned how to build my own resume. I was able to get a couple certifications, and I even won a couple school awards too, which that proved that, if you really wanted to change yourself, you can. Just know how to deal with yourself first.